When the 144,000 start seeing their protectors getting hauled off, tried, and executed for taking them in, they might be tempted to lay low, to water down the message, to quit. Everywhere I go, people die for supporting me. Is it worth it? Yahshua is telling them to speak out boldly, regardless of the apparent consequences. This body is fragile and temporary. It matters not what happens to it. Of critical importance is the condition of the soul and the presence of the Spirit. Don't endanger people's eternal destinies by refusing to speak out.
Therefore, whoever confesses me before men, him I will also confess before my Father who is in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, him I will also deny before my Father who is in heaven. Do not think that I came to bring peace on earth. I did not come to bring peace, but division. For I have come to set a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's enemies will be those of his own household. He who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he who loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me, and he who does not take up his upright pole and follow after me is not worthy of me. He who finds his life will lose it, and he who loses his life for my sake will find it. Matthew 10:32 through 39.
Many 20th century Christians, especially in America, got very skilled at sitting on the fence, developing a knack for practicing a religion that didn't offend anyone, except for Yahweh. See Revelation 3:16. With luck, you could go through your entire professional career without anyone at work finding out you were a follower of Yahshua. Church and state were strictly separated. Our jobs were given Monday through Friday. We took Saturday for ourselves, and God got a couple of hours on Sunday morning, unless the weather was really bad or really good. Things have changed. Now you either are or you aren't a follower of Yahshua. Of course, it was always that way in God's eyes. Don't take me wrong here, but the age of grace is past. Yes, Yahshua is still the only door to the Father, but now that the tribulation has begun, what you think doesn't count for much anymore. It's what you do that will identify you.
He who receives you receives me, and he who receives me receives him who sent me. He who receives a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he who receives a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. And whoever gives one of these little ones a cup of cold water in the name of a disciple, assuredly I say to you, he shall by no means lose his reward. Matthew 10:40 through 42.
The only commentary I can offer on this is something else Yahshua said. I'll revisit this when we reach the end of the tribulation in our timeline, but for now I'll give you the Reader's Digest version.
When the Son of Man sits on his throne of glory, all the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate them as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats. He will set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left. Then the King will say to those on his right hand, Come, you blessed of the Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundations of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me. Then the righteous will answer him, saying, Master, when did we see you in need like that, and we took care of you? And the King will answer them, Inasmuch as you did it to one of the least of these my brethren, you did it to me. Then he will say to those on his left hand, Depart from me, you cursed, into the everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was in need, and you refused to help me. Then they will say, Master, when did we neglect you? He will answer, Inasmuch as you refused to help the least of these, you neglected me. And these will go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous to everlasting life. Matthew 25:31 through 46, abridged.
It seems likely that the people Christ sees as his surrogates on earth in these verses are none other than his 144,000 sealed witnesses. They have needs: food, water, shelter, clothing, medical aid, and encouragement. Simple things that any decent human being would gladly give another if asked. Yet during these terrible days, many will deny the most basic courtesies to these young men in the name of prudence, political correctness, or self-preservation. I heard about you people on the TV news. They said you were dangerous and hate-mongering religious terrorists, and I could get in big trouble just by talking to you. Now get off my front lawn before I call the cops. I'm late for church.